All right. Give everyone a minute to come on in here. And then we shall start the whatever the hell this is. Oh, I didn't update the goddamn. 145 and burgers. Save. Ugh. This is gonna be a tough one to get through. I'm exhausted. There we go. Okay, let's get into this. Hello, the juice. Pasta alla Zozzona.
You've heard of a matriciana, but have you ever tried their love child, pasta alla Zozzona? Let's get into the recipe. Set a large pot of water on to boil.
Okay.
To prepare your guanciale, you want to start by removing the outer skin. This bit is quite
You can use pancetta. Guanciale can be a pain in the ass to try and get.
tough. As you can see, my very sharp knife even struggles to get through it. So you want to make sure to remove it because it won't be very pleasant to eat. My nonna would chop this up into small pieces and then render it down and use it as cooking fat. Even though this is a meaty part, I am going to remove some of it because it's still pretty tough. I'm not going to cut off this last little bit of the outside. It's pretty soft, not very hard, and so it will render down when we cook it.
I believe I have. Let me pull up my thing really quick.
And it will add some extra flavor. Traditionally, you'd use guanciale in this recipe, but I know it's hard to find, so if you can only substitute pancetta or even a thick bacon, I won't be mad at you. Just don't tell the Romans. You need about 250 grams or around 3/4 cups of guanciale slices. Now my piece is pretty thick, so I'm actually going to cut it in half to have smaller pieces throughout the pasta. And now I'm going to cut each of these into slices and then smaller lardons. This is quite a rippled piece of guanciale. There are little meaty bits throughout. Normally you'd find one large streak through the center, but you have to use what you can find. Each of these pieces is going to be cut into about 1/2 centimeter or 1/4 inch slice. The fat on the guanciale melts really quickly, so if it's a hot day, you might want to pop it in the fridge for a few minutes. It will make it easier to slice. Put your guanciale into a cold pan. Try and spread it out evenly. Turn your pan on to between medium or medium-high, depending on how hot your stove is. Give your guanciale a little stir.
It's basically guanciale is a pork cheek or a pork jowl that's been cured in a specific way. It's a little closer to like bacon or ham.
So that every side touches the heat. Once your guanciale has rendered most of its fat and it looks nice and crispy, remove it from the pan. Then carefully pour off most of the fat from the guanciale. I've left a very thin layer in the bottom of the pan. Now into your still hot pan, squeeze your sausage out of its casing and drop in the pieces. You're going to need about 300 grams, around 3 links of sausage. You want to use a simple but good quality Italian sausage for this recipe. Now break up those pieces of sausage in the pan.
It's a pig cheek.
Let your sausage brown in the pan in one layer. This helps to promote caramelization. Then give it a stir so that the other side gets caramelized as well. Once your sausage is cooked through, add your guanciale back to the pan. Then deglaze the pan with 60 milliliters or 1/4 cup of a good quality white wine. I'm using a Pinot Grigio. And just scrape the bottom of the pan.
I don't know if that's like a hard and fast rule, but for pastas, I prefer red wine.
Into the pan, add 3/4 cups, 170 grams of cherry tomatoes in a can. I'm using canned cherry tomatoes for this recipe. If you have fresh ones for your garden, go ahead and throw them in. They might just need a little bit longer to cook. Give that a good stir and then turn the heat down to medium-low and pop a lid on the pan if you have one. The traditional pasta for this recipe is rigatoni, which is a short tubular pasta with ridges on the end. But you can use any tubular pasta like pacchieri or gigantioni, whichever you'd like or whatever you have on hand. I wouldn't recommend using a long pasta. It doesn't pick up all those meaty bits. Add a good amount of salt to your boiling water. Then go in with 400 grams, 14 ounces of your pasta. Cook your pasta to al dente 1 minute less than package directions. Don't overcook your pasta. To make our egg cream, we need 3 egg yolks, and into our egg yolks, we're adding 75 grams or 3/4 cups of freshly grated pecorino romano cheese. Start whisking that together. I'm using pecorino romano. It's in the name, it's Roman. But if you can't find it, you can use Parmigiano Reggiano. Just don't tell. It's going to start by creating quite a thick paste. We're going to add some of the guanciale fat to this. Just maybe 15 milliliters, a tablespoon or so. And then to make it a little bit extra creamy, we're going to add in a ladleful of pasta water. Now that's nice and creamy and ready for finishing our dish. You can also add in some cracked black pepper if you'd like. Just before it's ready,
for the love of God, add the goddamn black pepper.
Reserve some of your pasta water to add to the sauce later. I'm going to save about a cup. Once your pasta is cooked, add it to your sauce. Give it a good toss. And you can see it's looking a little bit dry, so we're going to add in some of that pasta water. I like to start with about a 1/4 cup at a time. I mean, it already...
By the way, if you can afford it, always get the bronze cut pasta. The sauce sticks a lot better to it.
It looks amazing, and we haven't even added the egg yet. I don't typically add any salt to the sauce because the guanciale is already so salty. Once the pasta water has done its job and every piece is coated in the sauce, we're going to take it off the heat. While it's still hot, add in your egg mixture.
You want to let it cool down a little bit, otherwise you're going to get scrambled
Make sure
eggs.
Every bit has a bit of that glossy egg on it. And that's it. You're ready to serve. This decadent pasta is best served straight from the pan. But I'll tell you what, it's pretty great from the fridge the next day. You can keep this in the refrigerator for up to 3 days and just add a little bit of water when you reheat it to make it nice and creamy again. Top it off with a bit more pecorino romano.
Although I'd eat the shit out of that. Okay, let's do this. I cooked every legendary burger from Supernatural.
What the hell is that?
That's the Elvis.
Elvis?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, hold on. Donuts instead of buns? Seriously?
Yeah, believe it or not, that's actually a thing.
But honestly, that's not even close to the weirdest thing we're doing today. Meet Dean Winchester.
I'm seeing massive growth myself.
No, not Soldier Boy. 15 years ago, this guy saved the world from monsters, running entirely on greasy fast food. His diet is more dangerous than any demon, and somehow, the guy's still jacked. Today I find out, are these actually genius recipes or just the fastest route to the ER? Today, I am challenging a hunter's liver. From the absolute disaster of a Leviathan masterpiece to the best burger in the world straight out of Minnesota. 5 legendary recipes from Supernatural.
Well, from Minnesota.
We're starting with the big guns, the Elvis, or as the real world calls it, the Luther burger.
I've never actually seen an episode, so I'll take your word for it.
How many calories are in that thing?
The ingredients are simple. The combination is terrifying. 80-20 beef, American cheese, crispy bacon, and 2 glazed donuts. And yes, Dean specifically said 2.
On top side, one on the bottom. Now, your inferior versions, they'll just take 1 donut, split right down the middle.
To survive the assault of 2 donuts, we need a serious foundation. 150-gram patty, that's a solid American 1/3 pounder. We're going heavy on salt and pepper. First, the meat. We're cooking until we get a proper crust. The second it flips, 2 slices of American cheese go on immediately. And the final move, bacon. We're cooking it right
Hey, you didn't add any water to melt the cheese.
there in the pan so it soaks up all that meat juice and gets absolutely maximally crispy. The build here is pure
So don't forget to pepper your bacon. You don't need to salt it, but add a little bit of pepper to it.
Spartan. No vegetables, no aesthetics, just raw energy. Bottom, our donut. On top, hot patty with cheese. And 3 slices of maximum crispy bacon. And notice, 0 sauce, no mayo, no ketchup. There's already enough fat, sugar, and meat juice here to keep this thing completely juicy. This looks completely wrong, but insanely good. So, okay, I genuinely do not understand how Dean did this every single week. Listen, this is a disaster. The sugar doesn't just clash, it literally suffocates the beef flavor. And the texture? The heat turns the donut into a greasy, sticky sponge.
All right, well, hope you enjoy it.
This isn't a burger. This is gastronomic chaos. My verdict, 4 out of 10.
Yeah, it's one of Paula Dean's favorites, so keep that in mind.
Sam was completely right to say no. Dean, you have a stomach made of steel, but your taste buds have officially left the chat. The Elvis is done. I'm hoping the classic from Connor's Diner brings my faith in burgers back.
Try a burger. They're your favorite. From that seaside shack in Delaware? You were 11, I think?
This is the foundation.
Who the hell's that guy?
This is the roadside diner.
Okay, maybe this would help if I, knew what the fuck this show was about. I know it's about monsters and shit.
Classic Dean would drive to the end of the earth for. This is absolute canon. I'm combining the St. Louis classic with the heavenly burger the angels kept feeding Dean.
St. Louis. Perfect. Connor's Diner. Best burgers in St. Louis. Oh, I deserve something good in my life right now.
We're using the softest brioche bun possible, but first, the secret weapon. We mix half a cup of mayo, a spoon of ketchup, mustard, paprika, garlic, and finely chopped pickles. This is the flavor of an American diner right there. Our patty is solid, 120 grams. Usually for a smash, you go smaller. But Dean never did anything half measure. We built it.
What the hell is that thing? That big white thing? Because if that's fat, you might want to remove it.
Sauce on the bottom bun, then the big patty with double cheese, a slice of tomato on top, and we season it with freshly cracked pepper, more sauce on the top bun, a fresh leaf of lettuce.
That isn't freshly cracked pepper. You need a pepper mill for that.
And we close up our masterpiece. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Now I understand why Dean is so loyal to this place. You know, 120 grams for a smash burger, that's the sweet spot. The patty comes out substantial and juicy, but still holds that crispy crust. The softest bun, that peppered tomato. This is just ridiculously good. My verdict, 9.1 out of 10. It missed perfection by the tiniest margin, but this is hands down the best classic cheeseburger I've had in a long time. Dean, on this one, I'm with you 100%. We settled a classic, but next up, Minnesota.
Oh my God.
Wait, you thought I was joking?
Okay, you have to wait like 15 minutes. Normally, they serve it cut down the middle. And you have to wait like 10 minutes or you will lose taste buds for a week.
Best burger in Minnesota.
Best burger ever.
Glad it satisfied.
Oh.
The burger Dean called the best burger in the world. And there's
Let's see if he does it right.
one very intimate, cheesy secret involved. We're going to make the Juicy Lucy. 14 years on the road, hundreds of diners, and then Dean drops it. This is the best burger in the world. We're in Minnesota, which means we're getting into legendary Juicy
Well, somebody must have liked it because they kept the fucking show on for 15 years.
Lucy territory.
Oh
The
my
show never
God.
actually names the recipe, but it's switched on detective mode. Look closely. There's a ketchup mark on Dean's lip, and if you look inside, slow the replay down, you can see good old iceberg lettuce. No fancy sauces. The secret on this burger is hidden somewhere else entirely, specifically inside the meat.
Yeah. You might want to put them in the fridge before you cook them.
This is a burger with a surprise. We take 80-20 beef and we encase a chunk of American cheese right in the center. You've got to be careful here. Crimp it badly, the cheese escapes. Poke the patty while it's cooking, and it's all over. We need pressure to build inside, like a steam engine.
I mean, I like Juicy Lucy's, but they're a pain in the ass.
Start with a toasted bottom bun and some lettuce and a couple of slices of tomato. Then go
Because yeah, you make one wrong move, that cheese is gonna run out like Niagara Falls.
a huge patty stuffed with cheese, topped with a few slices of pickles, and on the top bun, like we figured out, it's just ketchup for the sauce. Gotta be honest, this looks absolutely amazing. Just watch. That's the money shot.
Yeah, and actually, why is this the first burger with pickles on it? As I've said many times, if a burger generally doesn't have pickles on it, there's exceptions. It's probably going to be garbage.
Right there. Pure molten gold. If there's a patron saint of cholesterol, this is his masterpiece. It's heavy, it's dangerous, and I've never wanted anything more in my entire life. 8.5 out of 10. Dean, respect for the tip. This is the best attraction in Minnesota, even if you're not a ghost hunter. A true monument to American classics, where it's not about the amount of sauce, it's about...
Well, actually, the rivalry between which place invented it is as ferocious as the rivalry between Minneapolis and St. Paul once was. Two restaurants literally claim ownership of it. One is Matt's Bar, the other is the 5-8 Club.
how the meat and cheese work as one team. If there's one burger worth driving across multiple states for, it is this one.
What the fuck is Pepper Jack Turducken Slammer?
It's time for the most dangerous burger in the show's history, the Turducken Slammer.
The hell you get?
New Pepper Jack Turducken Slammer, limited time only.
Okay, I may actually have to create this.
Bunch of
Except I hate ground turkey. I've never made it good. I have tried. I love making burgers out of ground chicken, obviously ground beef, ground pork. Every time I've done turkey, it's been drier than fucking a desert.
Give me that.
Whoa, why?
In reality, it's an insane mix of turkey, duck, and chicken. Turducken is basically a bird Frankenstein. Turkey, duck, and chicken in one patty, but this burger has one terrifying secret.
I think
You know what? I'm going to be a little more mature on this channel, and I'm not going to make that joke.
you pissed off my sandwich.
That's in me?
Oh, only half of it.
In the show, they pumped it full of blue chemical to control humanity. And you know what? I created the exact formula of the Leviathan's secret ingredient, that it is, and how it works. I'll reveal that at the very end, when we do the autopsy, but for now, let's send our bird...
Well, your thing isn't even the right color. You could have used some food coloring.
Frankenstein to the scorching steel. Look, because of the duck fat, this patty is basically frying in its own juice.
Okay, that looks disgusting. I mean, I'm not saying it's not delicious, but right now that thing looks horrible. That's going to replace the white whale in my nightmares.
We need to get a solid golden crust to seal all that madness inside. Pepper jack goes on top in this burger.
I think that proves God doesn't love us and was never on our side.
It plays the role of anesthesia. The jalapeno heat in the cheese has to override the weirdness aftertaste of 3 different birds. While the cheese melts, we prep the bun. Needs a light toast. We assemble by the book, mayo, and our monstrous patty.
This is stupid.
It needs a couple of minutes to steam
God, that thing from the fucking 70s.
the bun and become what it truly is, a weapon of mass consumption. All right, visually, it's identical to a Biggerson's order. Now let's check if the Leviathans messed with the filling. We're cutting in. Biggerson's knew their marketing. This looks insanely good. Here's the thing, the feeling is
No, it doesn't. Even cooked, it looks horrifying.
very specific.
You're right, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not making this burger.
The patty on its own is a solid middle-of-the-road. Bird is bird. It just doesn't have that brutality you get from ground beef. But the pepper jack, ooh,
No, it looks horrible. What is this red shit?
straight up saves it. The heat and the pull of it genuinely lifts this combo to another level. Without that cheese, it'd just be a boring, healthy burger.
The duck would probably be the only thing that would set you back. Ground turkey's fairly cheap. Ground chicken is fairly cheap.
But with it, there's something weirdly addictive going on. I'm starting to understand why people in the show couldn't stop ordering it. It's not perfect, but boy does it hook you. My verdict, 7 out of 10. Not bad for a change of pace, but it's nowhere near best in the world territory. That's still as far as purgatory and back.
Dean's breakfast bacon cheese. Alright.
We are heading to the finale.
I like a good burger at breakfast.
Dean's Breakfast Burger, the most expensive, most complex, and most correct recipe from the official Winchester cookbook. Let's go.
No, it can't.
So we're eating bacon cheeseburgers for breakfast, are we?
Well, sold my soul. Got a year to live. I ain't sweating the cholesterol.
If you knew that in 1 year the Hellhounds were coming for your soul, what would you eat for breakfast?
I'd probably go with pizza.
Dean Winchester didn't even blink. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of the roadside diner. A recipe from the official show.
Yeah, the biggest expense with a burger, I miss the type of peppers. Depending on what they are, if they're just standard hot peppers, not that expensive. But the duck is, at least in this country, I don't know about your neck of the woods, but at least in this country, it's kind of a somewhat of a pricier ingredient.
Cookbook. A burger that smells like freedom and an incoming apocalypse. Forget boring mayo. The secret of this breakfast is the glaze. Honey brings the caramelization. Sriracha brings the heat. And ginger. Ginger is here so your stomach doesn't tap out before you do. This is the honey sriracha glaze. And we're drowning everything in it. Dean loves bacon, but we're going to make it legendary. You generously brush the red glaze onto the already cooked bacon right there in the pan. You see the sugar starts to bubble and darken. You see that shine? That's not just fat, that's a caramel shell. The bacon becomes sticky, spicy, and absolutely shattering crispy. We set it aside, it needs to rest and set. The meat, a classic 80-20. We salt it only right before it hits the pan. You flip that patty and immediately hit the cooked side with the glaze.
Anyone look familiar? Dude, it's a burger. It's a treasure.
This is the Dirty Hunter technique. 2 slices of aged cheddar on top, lid on for 30 seconds. We need a burger dome. No lettuce, no onion rings, just meat, cheese, bacon, and a sauce that makes your taste receptors.
Not to be an asshole, but isn't breakfast burgers typically also served with a fried egg on top?
Cream. Yes, this is a completely legal way to get into heaven, even if you sold your soul at the crossroads. The glaze is just something else. It takes ordinary
I sold my soul for a half a Malamar.
fatty bacon and turns it into a spicy candy. The meat soaked up the honey and the sriracha and that cheddar. It's the glue that holds the entire insane construction together. 9.2 out of 10, near perfect. Oh, and I almost forgot. Remember that blue regent from the turducken? The one the Leviathans used to turn people into a mindless herd? Revealing the great secret of Dick Roman. In my experiment, it was just regular homemade mayo. And if you want to see what the burgers from a Freddy Krueger movie, The Shining, and 2 other legendary horror films look like for Halloween, you have
The Shining? There wasn't a burger in The Shining. What the hell are you talking about? All right, screw it. I gotta deal with this.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app and based.
Because The Shining is one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite novels. And if you go with the Krubeck version, the two are completely different.
44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible.
Nina can't go.
Freddy Krueger burger.
Okay, I don't care about the Freddy Krueger burger, blah, blah, blah. Oh, for the love of God!
I think you all know which movie we're talking about when we mention the red rum.
Okay, never mind. It's not from the movie. Fucking useless. Alright. Let's do another burger video. The most important burger in American history. And yes, it's White Castle.
Burger King.
In fact, the reason they invented sliders was because this restaurant started shortly after World War I, and hamburgers were named... I don't think they actually were German, but anyway, they were named after Hamburg, Germany. And after World War I, we were still kind of salty with the Germans.
Wendy's, In-N-Out, every fast food restaurant that you know and love owes its success to this little burger. And unfortunately, it's not good. But stick with me here. Formed in Wichita, Kansas in 1921, White Castle was America's first fast food restaurant, pioneering the process of standardization across all locations and speed of service. This is arguably the most important burger that's ever existed. And while commendable, my problem is it's engineered for
I will say this, some people don't like White Castle. I think it's fucking great. Especially after you've had about 10 beers.
For speed, not flavor. We're gonna take what White Castle has done well and blend it with some of what this burger's predecessors have come to adopt that kind of made this thing irrelevant. This is the White Castle burger.
Damn, that hit the spot. That was the best meal of my life.
Now, before I nerd out on a little bit more history, we've got to make these iconic patties. Now, I've done these a few ways. I've sandwiched them in between 2 sheet trays. I actually just kind of came up with a potentially smarter way to do it with a big Ziploc bag. Now, I've got just some 80-20 ground chuck here, freshly ground from my supermarket, not some pre-packaged junk. Now, we need to form this meat into squares, and we sort of have to make some decisions. Now, upon further inspection, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. That's the problem right there. But when it comes to the meat patty, and you can't even pull this thing off. Do we want this patty so thin, it's practically indiscernible, disappears between the buns? Or do we want to add a little bit of heft to it? The amount you put in here will kind of dictate how big each patty is. So with 2 pounds here, I'm gonna put about 1 pound in. and see where we're at. To me, you can make them as thin or as thick as you want. My method involves steaming, but just not quite the way White Castle does. So now I'm gonna start pressing it out. Sort of push it out to the sides as far as you can, and then we can get a little rolling pin, and we can use that to sort of even it all out. We're just gonna go working around to the corners.
Actually, I may have to try this.
Trying to get it as even as possible. Now basically what I'm gonna be looking for is cutting them into 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch squares. So we should get 3 going up, maybe about 4 going down. Another way you could do it, take some sheet trays, put some parchment in there. I think maybe we'll make some thicker ones in here. Place parchment on top, and then we can compress it. We can knock it out, remove the parchment, then we can just roll it out a little further, get it to the thickness that we want. So then we're gonna take our ruler and we're just going to measure 2.5 inches, and then we're just going to cut. Take the trim from that other side and just kind of work it in to get 4 rows. So now we still have that part.
I would no, there's no way I'd be this anal about it.
Gonna transfer it over here. Then we're going to take the Ziploc and open it up, rip the corners. We're just gonna do the same thing with this, 2.5 inches. You can just take the scraps and form a new patty. Got 25 patties formed. Now, we've gotta make the little holes. 1 in the center, and then 4 around. Now, why would you do such a thing? As frozen as these are gonna be, those holes allow steam to pass through, cooking the patty evenly. Now, back in 1921, ground beef had a bad rap. Thanks to the 1906 publication of Upton Sinclair's The Jungle.
Oh, fuck you, Sinclair.
The American public generally believed hamburgers were made from scraps from diseased animals. And to me, in an ironic twist of fate, the product we have here today looks like what Sinclair wrote about. I also like these holes for one other reason, is when the cheese
Do they also know Upton Sinclair wrote fiction, not fact?
melts, it kind of goos through those holes, fills the burger up with cheese, which I like. These now are gonna go in the freezer. We're gonna let them chill in there for at least 30 minutes or so and then break them apart. Now, despite that negative PR around ground beef at the time, White Castle single-handedly put ground beef back on the map. But the process in which they got there is a little weird and wacky. These square frozen pucks of ground beef with those 5 slotted holes in it placed over a bed, not of fresh onions, rehydrated dried onion flakes, which, while weird, is smart. A pantry item, doesn't have to be stored, doesn't need refrigeration, and could be standard across locations. Those onions are rehydrated in water. The onions and that water are then placed on the grill to cook and to create steam, and then those pucks of meat are then tightly packed next to each other on top of that bed of onions. The holes in the patties allow steam to pass through, cooking the burgers evenly and through. And it might make some people uncomfortable. They place the buns on top of the raw beef. The buns acts as a shield to keep the steam in and help cook that burger patty all the way through. And what you get is just a wet bottom bun. The patties never touch the grill. The burgers are then scooped up, placed in their buns, and packed off to the customer. Steamed burgers, which in my experience, most people have no appetite for. But these steamed onions do add a flavor component, and so we're going to be blending them with fresh onions. The combination of the fresh and the dehydrated should give us a combination of classic onion flavor with that unique White Castle onion flavor. So we've got our fresh onions, and we've got our dehydrated onions that are now starting to rehydrate. It's like how some garlic breads have both fresh garlic in there and some garlic powder, as they have complementary and distinct flavors, and we're trying to achieve the same thing here, so it's not redundant. Now for this, we can use a combination of whatever cheese you want. You can use American, which is classic. You can use cheddar. All we have to do, though, really is to portion the cheeses, because these slices, they're too big for the patties that we made. So we're just going to cut slices of cheese the same size as our patties. You can, of course, recycle that cheese.
2 objectives. Rebrand pests, convince people not to call Valor.
Less infestation, huh? A little more cozy crawlies?
Emotional support critters.
Exactly.
The locals already trust Valor.
Which is exactly the problem.
Do a combination of both. Great stuff for a little small mac and cheese. You gotta keep that. Now before they actually freeze up, we can just sort of detach the squares. And these are still sort of fresh. By now, you can just cook these from fresh, but I actually want to store these in my freezer, and I want to have access to them often. So you can make a few now.
Oh, actually, no, I was wrong. They were called Liberty Sandwiches and Liberty Steaks because of anti-German propaganda. The slider was named that because it slid across the counter. Good to know. Where the hell did I learn that it was anti...
I'll pack a
whatever, fuck it.
few up later. Now you can either cook them or continue to freeze them solid. Now while we let those freeze, like any good fast food restaurant, we're cooking these burgers on one of my best friends in the kitchen, the carbon steel griddle from our sponsor today, Made In. Something that sits on my stove, I flaunt it. It's a core reinvention of these burgers. So if you want to get frozen burgers rather than buying whatever it is that they sell in the freezer at the grocery store. Now we got our onions. As you can see, they've taken up all of that liquid. Very distinct smell from the fresh onions. And those two things are gonna make a nice, powerful onion flavor in these burgers, which is
And it's going to stink up your house.
iconic in White Castle. And then we've got, for our buns, what I found the best shape, the best size, the best texture for this, even though it's not gonna
Oh God, unless you live in the area, do not even attempt to get these.
be the same as White Castle, are these buns. These are sweet dinner potato rolls. They're just like mini potato roll sliders. Now, as is often the case, while this was the first and maybe most important burger to exist, the first is not always the best. And this is technically an onion burger that predates the Oklahoma smashed onion burger by about a decade. Similar concepts, vastly different results. And while the smashed onion burger solved a lot of White Castle's shortcomings, the holes, the dehydrated onion water for that unique flavor, stealing from a bit of White Castle's predecessors' tricks, implementing it while maintaining the soul of this historic burger. So first I'm gonna go down and hit that hot griddle with a little bit of oil. I'm gonna use a spatula to sort of spread it out across the surface of the grill and then pour my raw onions straight onto it. Season with a little bit of salt. Now we're just going to sort of work these onions on the grill. I sort of cradle them towards the center, build a little long mound, allow them to kind of get going and steaming, and then to sort of shift them around to flip them, I'm gonna pull the onions that are at the far end of the pack towards me and then use my scraper to flip the onions closest to me kind of over the mound of onions to rotate the position to brown them evenly. And we're just gonna repeat this process until we start to see those onions getting translucent and beginning to sort of change colors and brown. Right now I have the front and the back burner on, so the entire surface of the griddle is hot. Now I can see those onions starting to become a little caramel, so now I'm going to use a slotted spoon to pull out the rehydrated onions, and I'm gonna add that to the mix and start incorporating them into the raw onions. Once everything starts getting even more brown, I'm gonna begin to push the onions towards the back burner and lower the heat down in the back to just allow those onions to sort of slowly caramelize in the back while we start working on our patties. We're gonna pull some of the frozen patties out, and unlike White Castle, which would just throw these on top of the onions, we're gonna develop a crust on the first side. We're gonna season that first side, we're gonna place that seasoned side down on the grill in a pattern of about 6 patties at a time. Season that other side, and we're going to place a press down on them so we get nice
to make sure to squeeze out all the fucking juice.
Contact and try and get a really good sear on this beef. Allow that first side to develop color, and we're...
But now you're making something completely different. Look, I'm not saying these burgers, sliders, whatever the fuck, ain't gonna be delicious. But if you're gonna completely change the way White Castle does it, why call it the White Castle slider?
We're almost ready to flip, and now's when I'm gonna add some of that onion water that's gonna act as the steam. You can see the burgers browning around the edges, so now I'm gonna pick them up and then flip them onto the onions. This is where the White Castle part comes in. We're gonna finish steaming that other side on that bed of
This is where the White Castle part comes in, after I make a completely different slider from White Castle.
onions and in that onion water. As soon as they're on the onions, we're gonna place a piece of cheese on each one. We're gonna do cheddar on a few and then some American cheese on a couple others. Then we put the bottom bun on top and the top bun on top of the bottom bun, which is gonna trap the steam, melt the cheese, and warm the buns up. With this method, we get the best of both worlds. We get a little bit of that caramelization on the meat, that transformation of flavor rather than just steamed meat. But then we also get that onion steam, the onion flavor, the steamed bun. Now, once that cheese is melted and that burger has cooked through, we're gonna pick up the patty, take that top bun off, and close up the sandwich and use our thumbs to sort of
Probably takes about a minute, maybe a minute and a half.
pinch that burger out, flip it right side up, and we're just gonna place it on some wire rack and go ahead and cook up another batch of burgers. 6 burgers cooked in a few minutes.
Well, your onions look like they're caramelized and 1 second away from burning.
Do you want to paradise?
Now, if you want, you can add a pickle to some. That's your thing. Some people don't like a pick. Hit them with some ketchup. Pack some up.
If they don't like pickles on their burger, they're probably not worth knowing.
Now let's compare. Which one do you want to eat? I mean, what are we doing? As you can see, it's cooked all the way through, which obviously you're looking for, but it's moist. And that's that onion steam. I mean, what's the real fun about sliders and the allure of a White Castle is walking out of there with 30 burgers in a bag. 12's gonna be plenty for me. Whether you find White Castle gross or not, respecting the past, honoring what came before, you know.
All right, enough. Let's do this from Chud's Barbecue. Apparently he was in Australia for a cooking competition.
Have made it down to Australia after a little bit of stress at the airport.
I come from a land down under.
We have finally gotten off the plane. We are rested, and we are here in
Gippsland, which is in Victoria, Lardner Park,
near Melbourne, Australia. But just to catch you up, we were supposed to fly out on Sunday night, but we got to the airport and my visa hadn't got approved yet. So, you know, pro tip for you, make sure that happens. So they kicked us out of the airport. Next morning, after calling the government a few times, finally got my visa granted. So then we hopped on a plane, booked a flight to Dallas, but we booked it to the wrong airport. And also, we weren't on that flight from Dallas to Melbourne either way.
So they rebooked the flight because the original flight was delayed, and so they rebooked our second leg, but then it turned out that it didn't actually get rebooked. So it was just
like,
very confusing.
If my visa was approved, we still wouldn't have made that flight.
Right.
So long story short, we rebooked through LA. So we flew to LA, had a couple hours layover there, about 14-hour plane ride later, and 30 hours of straight travel door to door. We made it to Melbourne, where of course we had a little bit of trouble renting a car, and then they lost our luggage. But that was all yesterday. We got to the Airbnb, we are well rested, and we're here at the barbecue festival for Meat Stock Leg 1. We're here for 3 weeks, so get ready for some Australian content. And we're at Meat Stock, first time here. You ever been to Australia before?
Never been to Australia.
So far, loving it. I mean, look at the view. It's like 65 degrees and sunny. It's beautiful. And yeah, it's a great barbecue festival. We're gonna take you along for the ride. We're doing some beef cheek foldies. We're doing a direct heat chud box demo. We're doing a sausage making demo, brisket trim, all sorts of good stuff. So we've actually been working for a little bit. We had a couple of meals so far on this trip. And so far, all the portion sizes are gigantic in Australia, which I'm not mad about.
Yeah, and they use an appropriate amount of salt.
Yeah, that was the most noticeable difference between here and the UK so far. So far, absolutely loving Australia.
As much as I love the UK people, you guys really need to up your fucking food game.
But we've been working a little bit this morning. We got some beef cheeks just put on the grill, and by that I mean smoker. And we're gonna be making some pickled onions and some barbecue sauce, and yeah, it should be a fun day. So the festival starts tomorrow. This is our prep day, so we're just kind of getting everything set up. Are you ready for Australia Adventure Season 1?
Absolutely.
Coming up. We got round 1 of beef cheeks on a smoker somewhere on site, and now we're seasoning round 2, and we're both really pumped because, much like the UK, the cheeks here are pre-trimmed. Oh, show us that big one.
I mean, they're all big, but
huge. Beautiful looking
I've never heard of beef cheeks.
cheeks, pre-trimmed, so we don't have to do anything. Just taking those, chucking it in some good old-fashioned Chud's barbecue SPG, and getting them smoked off. So it's always a bit stressful cooking a barbecue festival in a country that you've never been to before. By the way, we got to wear these vests because it's setup day and there's a lot of trucks and forklifts going around, and we got to stand out so we don't get run over. But we're trying to get everything done. We got half the cheeks, no, like a fifth of the cheeks on the smoker. We just found some hotel pans, so that's good. Now we got to track down some beef tallow and make some sauce and pickled onions. But Bones, how's Australia treating you so far?
it's great. Loving the food, loving the people. Everyone's super friendly here.
Yeah, everyone's very nice, which is fantastic. Beautiful weather, cannot complain. We were saying earlier, it's kind of like a perfect in-between of like the UK and the US.
Yeah.
Australia fits right in there. Because everything's a little bit bigger and a little bit newer than the UK, but just slightly different than the States. And Meat Stock definitely knows what they're doing. There's so many kitchens around here, so many pits, and just very well prepared for a barbecue festival, which is fantastic. This is like one of 7 kitchens on site with fridges and everything you need. So yeah, knocking out some barbecue sauce right now. How's the barbecue sauce business treating you?
Fine.
Excuse me, I'm here for the senior intern program.
Oh, the senior.
So how's that barbecue sauce business treating you?
This is thrilling.
Yeah, we're having a big problem with finding the proper containers for stuff, but we found these empty vinegar jugs, so we're just gonna pipe them in there. That way we can use this pot to make pickled onions. But I'm gonna go check on the beef cheeks. Cheeks have been on for 3-4 hours at this
I hope they bothered to rinse out the vinegar jug.
point. Looking really nice and...
And they don't have a grocery store that sells, you know, those empty gallon water jugs? Just saying.
Barky. Got a bunch of fat down there melting down, and then we're gonna get these into the confit. Big old 1,000-gallon pit here. Boss Hog Smokers. I believe these are
I know cows have cheeks. I just didn't know we ate them.
made locally here in Australia, but good looking
But fuck it. We have cow tongue. I mean, I wouldn't eat it, but...
pit. And it's getting windy. Are you a dingo? Yeah, it's a good boy. So we just had to shelter in place for a little bit. Big storm came through, lightning in the background. First lightning storm in Australia.
Yeah. Well, the weather changed very quickly, but came and went. We're all good.
But I pulled the cheeks off, tossed them in confit, popped them in an oven, threw another batch on. Now it's time to go check in on our onions. Hopefully it's boiling, but you know, induction stoves, right? So nighttime is upon us, and I apologize for not filming more of the day, but it's been a bit chaotic, a little bit hectic. Again, new country, don't know where anything is, don't necessarily have the things that we really need, but we've been making do, and we're under the stage right now, hence the red lights. And you probably can't see it, but there's a really weird AI drawing of me up there. But things are still cooking. The first batch of beef cheeks is out of confit. We're gonna chill those down and retherm them for service tomorrow. We got this reverse flow full of cheeks, as well as that one over there. And they're doing about as well as reverse flows can do, but that's the beauty of beef cheeks. You know, we're just trying to build bark and make sure that they're cooked. But, Bones, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It got dark really fast.
That's been screwing with us because I keep feeling like I'm rushed, like it's midnight, 11:30 at night, but it's like 7:30 right now.
Yeah, it feels weird.
Then again, this is when we went to bed last night, but that was a jet lag thing. So yeah, right now we're just gonna get these cheeks smoked off, probably pop them in confit in the warmer overnight, and then we'll pick up tomorrow and get this festival started. All of our cheeks are done. These are fresh off the pit. These are ones out of confit. These guys we're gonna park in the fridge and confit them tomorrow. And actually we still have a whole other case of cheeks that we gotta smoke off tomorrow. But we're also doing some live demos, direct heat, sausage making. I also just made a 5-pound batch of sausage that we actually cased yesterday. We got those smoked off, and that's a wrap for day 1. Day 2, well, technically day 1 of Meat Stock here in Gippsland, and kind of a cold day. It's like 52 outside, but
drizzling.
I just checked on the beef cheeks we confit overnight. They're feeling good. We've got 1 case left, so we're gonna go try and find some smoker space somewhere.
Shut the man!
Shut up, buddy! Once we get these smoked off, all our cheeks will be smoked, and we're just gonna be confit all day and doing some demos and events. So it should be a good day. Batch 2 out of the confit. Time to keep on going. Shout out to the boys at Armstrong Barbecue. They let us use the 1,000-gallon pit to get some more cheeks on. So the day is officially rolling. First order of business today is a live demo of the one and only first chud box in Australia. So we're now putting that together. First chud box fired up on Australia. Doors are officially open at Meat Stock Day 1. I've got the chud box here full of some chicken wings for our first direct heat chud box demo. Trying to convince all of Australia that they need to buy a chud box. And we're doing 2 cooks on this. Got another demo in about an hour or so. So just trying to get things going, but the day is beautiful. Sun is shining. Cheeks are cooking. We made some sausage that's smoking away. We've been real busy, so I apologize if I haven't been getting a lot of coverage of this festival because, you know, it's tough to film yourself when you're working pretty hard. But either way, bear with us, folks. First cook on a chud box ever in Australia. Pretty sick.
Chicken wings look good.
Secret since 1946.
Look at him.
That's the true craftsman and mastermind behind.
Although I will say this, in my lifetime, wings have gone from something that they would give, like literally give away for free, to it being as expensive as chicken breasts.
Chud's Barbecue. Give it up for the leader of the next generation of Texas barbecue. It's Bradley Robinson. Oh, mate, you're an even more attractive man in real life.
Stop. I mean, go on. A little more. Come on. Yeah, first time in Australia, coming all the way from Austin, Texas. We've been here for about 2 days. It has been absolutely beautiful. Love the people, love the food, love the weather. It's just been a great time so far. Today we're going to be talking about direct heat barbecue, which is something that has become an obsession in my life. And we were trying to redefine what barbecue can be in Austin because it's such a barbecue saturated place. And the main flavor doesn't really come from wood smoke. It comes from all the fat and water and juices dripping out of the meat onto the coals, which kind of perfumes and gets this unmistakable flavor that you can't really recreate on any other style of cooker. This is based
Okay, it says cooker. I'll take his word for it.
based on what we call hill country style Texas barbecue, which is the oldest style of barbecue. Like, it predates brisket. It predates the offset smoker. Back in the day, it was chickens, pork steak, beef clawed was the main cut, and it was all cooked on cookers just like this, but just a lot bigger. And it's all about just being over that direct heat.
Bloody impressive, and the colour on those wings, I think that's the most telling sign of just a beautifully
eat all of these right now.
Yeah. Yes, that's Corporal Freddy's, Australian made over there. This is the family recipe. Love your Worcestershire sauce. Get into it. There we go. Scull it up. How's that straight up? Yeah.
That's actually really good.
I just saw your beard hairs just twinkle in the sunlight after that.
That's not all that twinkled, buddy.
OMG, that smells so good.
Demo number 1 in the books. Now it's time to go check in on our beef cheeks that we've just been continuously cooking. We've still got more to go, but the festival is in full swing. Met a lot of great people on that demo, so shout out Australia. But I don't know where Bones is. Hopefully he's checking on the cheeks. Hey there, Nick.
What else can we do? Hey.
Well, he completely failed.
As you can see, I have full coverage. I have a premium policy. I love my coverage and I love my insurance company, but I was paying a lot and I didn't even realize.
Pulled some.
Hold on, I gotta back that up just to.
Hey.
Wow, damn. Where's the heat? Or is it just hot bowls? I don't know what those are, but I want them.
Pulled some more out of confit, which is good. One step closer to getting it all done. But now, it's like 15 minutes later. It's time to go back to another demo. This time it is a sausage making tutorial. So again, we made some sausages about 10 minutes after we got off the plane a couple days ago. So we gotta go get those cooked off. Time to make another batch. Thank you so much for having me yet again on the stage. Twice in one day. Gotta love that.
How you work?
They're still doing that shit? The backwards fucking sunglasses? That's still a thing in Australia?
I mean, you flew in just like bang, 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 straight up on stage, second demo of the day.
You know, it's got to be done sometime. We got to spread the good word of barbecue and snags. I was talking earlier about my favorite part about barbecue in general is you take an old propane tank or a square box, you take the most unwanted pieces of meat like a brisket or a pork butt, and you make something absolutely beautiful and super tender and delicious out of it. If you look at sausage making,
yeah, it just takes a long time. That's the big difference between barbecuing and grilling.
It's kind of like a microcosm of all of that, where you take the even more unwanted cuts, the scraps, you put it in a hog intestine, ew, and then you smoke them off with the proper technique and a little bit of science, and you can get the perfect sausage that's not just an afterthought, but can really define your restaurant and your meal. And we're gonna tie it off. We're gonna snip the tip. Then we're gonna case away. Now this is the tricky part, because if you just let this go, you're gonna end up with a crumbly dog turd of a sausage full of air pockets. Case it too tightly, it's gonna burst the sausage, and that's no bueno. But yeah, these are looking great.
It's been a pleasure, Melbourne. The weather's come out. How good's meat stock?
Sausage making demo was successful. The links came out very good, very cheesy, and now we're getting ready for our final event of the night, which is serving all the beef
That is something I gotta start doing again, making my own sausages.
cheeks we've been cooking for the last few days. We're here at the fire stage. We've got a bunch of other people making their dishes, and Bones, are you ready to serve a bunch of beef cheeks?
Yeah.
Little beef cheek bowl.
Actually, in Minnesota, it's been pretty pleasant the last couple of days. A little rainy, but yeah, we're in the mid-70s for most of the day, and it plummets to like 45 at night.
So we're gonna have a piece of white bread, slice of beef cheek, some homemade barbecue sauce, and pickled onions. Classic bringing Austin to Australia. Probably won't be able to get much footage of it because we're a two-man crew, which is why we probably haven't got much coverage of this event at all. But we'll see what we can do. Mel, how's it going, buddy?
How we doing, baby?
How's meat stock treating you so far?
Fantastic. We're in a wind tunnel. We're next to a rodeo. We're just doing all the things. Everything's upside down and backwards. Welcome to Australia.
Yeah, exactly. What are you cooking tonight?
We got Canadian hockey sticks. We got a pork rib on a bed of crabapple coleslaw with some smoked maple bacon stuff. It's gonna be fantastic.
That sounds fantastic.
That sounds outside of the crab apple thing. That sounds delicious. But again, maybe Canadian crab apples are different than American crab apples.
Fantastic.
They're not gonna know what's gonna hit them.
Or is there a way to make crab apples? Well, actually, maybe with a sugar glaze. Let me see if I can pull something up. Crab apple slaw? Because I have 2 crab apple trees. Crab apple salad. Okay, looks just like Granny Smith apple. Okay, so crab apples might mean different things in different regions. Apparently it's fucking Granny Smith, which is the green apple at your grocery store if you don't know.
It's gonna be wild.
I want to start counting up how many different places we've cooked together at this point, because the list is growing.
Funny. Wait until next year. This is gonna get crazy.
I'm ready. Saturday is a.
Now, if it's a Granny Smith slaw, that is fucking delicious.
Upon us.
I'm all for that.
Last night went
super fucking tart apple, nice little refreshing vinegar mix.
Pretty smoothly. We did the 2 demos and the fire stage last night serving beef cheeks. Served a whole bunch of beef cheeks. Everyone seemed to love them, which is good. And we definitely had enough food, which is great. But now today we're doing 1 demo and 2 fire kitchen services. So gates open in about half an hour, and then at noon we're doing another 250, maybe 300 people serving beef cheeks.
Dude, is it ever sunny in Australia? Jesus, tap dancing, toe licking Christ.
Again, we got those out of coffee in the warmer, ready to go. Then after that, we're doing a brisket trim demo, and then we're gonna cap it all off with 1 final service of these beef cheeks.
So many beef cheeks.
And hopefully, if we can get some time, we're gonna show you more of the festival and try some food, but it's just me and Nick. So Matt, we're really missing you, buddy. So you gotta come with us next time, bud. Freaking Armstrong Barbecue here with the biggest menu I've ever seen for a festival. How's it going?
see if I can see this menu. I'm probably getting way too...
Freaking Armstrong bar.
Holy... Okay, got barbecue trays, Texas brisket, street tacos, which street tacos are delicious.
Barbecue here with the biggest menu.
Jesus, and this is just for a festival, and there's 2 menus.
I've ever seen for a festival. How's it going, buddy?
Awesome, man. Having a great meat stock.
Sorry, I gotta walk through the maze. How's meat stock been for you so far?
Best event so far of the year. Absolutely loving it. And yeah, cooking on the big 1,000 gallons here in the beautiful Victorian high country. Couldn't think of anywhere else that I'd rather be.
Also, thank you for letting us use these gigantic pits because we've just been trying to fit into any available smoker space we can, and these guys have been super helpful.
Everyone's your friend here, mate. So
yeah, very much appreciate it. But so you're just cooking briskets all day?
Doing briskets, got some pork butts on the go, beef cheeks, who I may have learned from someone.
Not me.
Yeah, and then we're doing our house smoked sausage as well, jalapeno cheddar. We're doing a Texas bratwurst as well.
Love it, man.
What the hell is a Texas bratwurst? Okay, now I'm just getting idea after idea after idea. This is not fair.
The effort.
Yeah.
That's great.
Make sure you come and try some later.
Absolutely. Nick.
Hey.
What are you doing, buddy?
Man, dipping them lollipops.
That is an aggressive amount of pork belly lollipops right there. How many are you serving this weekend?
Probably 3,000.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I was calling him the merchant of diarrhea earlier.
I am the merchant of diarrhea.
Let's look.
Yeah, that amount of bacon. Make sure you got a water bottle. You'll be dehydrated.
Really good, buddy. Also, thank you for helping us smoke off all the beef cheeks. Very much appreciate it.
No worries, brother. It was my pleasure.
How long have you been running Carolina Smoke?
We started this about 4 years ago. We started with a small little 250 and then got this thing, and then I built another 2,000 gallon pit, twice the size of this thing, and then I built another 650, and now I'm just like running out of space in the warehouse.
Yeah. Well, I saw your line yesterday, so I know you're about to get slammed, so I'll leave you to it, but we'll catch up later.
Have a great day.
You too.
See ya.
All the beef cheeks are almost done. It's time for our first of 2 services today. Same thing as last night. People are about to storm the gates here. I think we're serving another 250 people right now. And it's time to slice up a whole bunch of beef cheeks. Just did a brisket trim demo. Everything went smoothly. Back on the beef cheek grind. And it's time for our final event here at Meat Stock. But this place is absolutely packed out. A lot of great people. So if I met you, great to meet y'all. How's the beef cheek life treating you?
It's a little heavy right now.
We've been walking all over.
Yeah, this is the type of thing that I would probably come back and have to, like, have an adult stroller or something, because I'd be asleep.
Over this place, but the final leg of beef cheekery is about to commence. So we finished out Meat Stock last night, watched some music on the country stage, served all the beef cheeks, everything went smoothly, had a wonderful night. We're now back on our way to Melbourne from Warrigal, and we got some time to kill because we don't know where we're staying tonight. We found this par 3 course, so we're just enjoying a beautiful day, and I almost just got a hole-in-one from like 15 yards that way. But look at that. I mean, come on, that is in the cup. What are we doing here? Can you confirm?
Hey, I don't know shit about golf. What the fuck is a par 3 course? Is that like mini golf or?
Yeah, that was a really good shot.
Thank you, thank you. Tap this in for us, bud.
Well, there's a...
Yeah, I'm aware there's a lip because my ball is stuck on it.
A vet told Rob Lowe this about cottage cheese and aging dogs. Watch this.
You feed your dogs cheese?
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Oh, you son of a... I will say, I'm loving this little caddy they gave us at the old par 3 here because it's got a spike. It's right in the ground. Very convenient. Gotta get some at home. Well, that was a lot of fun. How'd you play, Nick?
Win some, you lose some.
Yeah. You know, out of all the pitch and putts we've played in other countries, which is now 2, this one was better than the one in England.
3.
What the hell is pitching? Do we not have this here in America? Granted, I hate golf, so...
And that one was...
Oh yeah, the Irish one was fantastic. But to celebrate our fun time,
well, I know what a par 3 is, But most golf courses have like a par 3, couple of par 3 holes, couple of par 4 holes, couple of par 5 holes. I'm just curious, do they have like golf courses that is nothing but par 3s?
Decided to pick up a Golden Gay Time. One of Australia's famous treats. This doesn't count as a bonus try, something weird though.
No.
Not bad.
Not pretty good.
In our limited time exploring around, we've noticed that the Australians love ice cream. Every time I order an iced coffee, they ask me if I want a dollop of ice cream in it. We passed like 7 ice cream shops in a row, so it's a country that loves their sweets. I'm here for it.
I will say this, yes. I had a Australian manager when I was working at the grocery store. Nice guy, but man, did that guy love his ice cream. And he was one of the... This was my dumbest... Probably the last bit of naivety. He'd cook out for the store from time to time. Or give the store ice cream bars and ice cream sandwiches and shit. I thought he got authorization to do that. Fuck no! He just did it. Technically committing theft, but hey, Eric, if you see this, good on you, buddy.
And just like that, we have made it to our most permanent Airbnb yet. Yeah. And by that, I mean in the last 5 days, we've stayed at 4 different accommodations. But our first leg of this trip is knocked out. The first weekend is done.
That is something I don't think I could ever do. I never feel comfortable. Is doing an Airbnb. Being in somebody else's fucking house. No, I will... They might suck, but I will take hotel rooms.
And first of all, big shout out to Jay and everyone at Meat Stock. That was an amazing barbecue festival. It really did seem like a Texas barbecue festival, just on the other side of the world, which is pretty rad. Met a lot of great people. Big shout out to everybody at Fat Boys Barbecue as well. They took great care of us at the Fire Kitchen. And of course, the Q Club. But we're going to talk more about the Q Club later in this series. But for now, I think we're going to cap this video off here. But we've got a couple days to explore and get into some trouble here in Melbourne before our next event. So be sure to check in next week when the Australian Adventure Series Season 1, Episode 2 continues. Nick, you ready to eat some weird food next week?
Yeah, gotta try all the weird stuff.
Coming up. All right, y'all, and that is going to do it for this one.
All right, and... All right, let's do some shorts and see if I want to call this. Tex-Mex Tater Tot Casserole. Well, technically it's not Tater Tots. Tater Tots is actually copyrighted.
I'm gonna call this one Tex...
If you ever wonder why no restaurant has Tater Tots, except for, I think, one, it's because Tater Tots is actually a copyrighted name.
Tex-Mex Tater Tot Casserole. Made in one pan and thrown in the oven. It is so darn good. To make it, grab a large...
All right. Got some olive
skillet,
oil,
add a little bit of oil, and throw in a diced yellow onion. Along with a pound of ground beef, brown that meat, and then drain off the excess grease. Add in a packet of taco seasoning, a can of drained corn, a can of beans, black beans or pinto, a can of diced jalapenos, and 10 ounces.
Jalapenos? Lady, you had me! I was with you! Jalapenos? You mean jalapenos? Jesus, tapped it! God damn! God, I have to eat shit for the way I say Chipotle?
Ounces of red enchilada sauce, about 1 cup of freshly grated Colby Jack cheese. Mix that together, press it flat, and then...
That would be called Tater Tot Hot Dish. And it is delicious.
Top it with a little bit more cheese. Then grab a bag of these crispy crowns and do some artwork over the top of your skillet. Cook this in the oven, or I'm throwing it on my pellet smoker so I don't heat up the house. Cook it at 375 for about 35-ish minutes until it's
probably should have drained that just a little bit more.
Bubbly and the crowns are golden.
Because that seems a little greasy.
I drizzled mine with some sour crema and sprinkled some...
Sour crema! Okay, I take that back. Okay, if she's using, God, I can't remember, but okay, that actually works. I'm not gonna.
Some parsley over the top, and y'all, this was delicious and only dirtied up 1 dish. Serve it with some more sour cream if you want, and dig on in. Let's eat, y'all.
Well, at least she's kind of cute, but I'm 3 beers in. It's sweetheart, it's jalapeno. Alright, let's do this. This is from Devour Power.
As a mom,
What the hell? Alright, never mind. I don't know why it switched to that, but I guess fuck it. Okay, so we'll do this. From Simply Simon's, whatever, Pub Burger versus Smash Burger.
Hey everybody, welcome to
Oh, Michael Simon.
Simply Simon's. Hi, Lizzie.
Hi.
Hi, Liv.
Hey.
So it's Simply Simon's and Liv, and occasionally Norman,
Oh, they're having a three-way with her.
who's
Always
like hanging out
Norman.
with Liv.
Always.
So for those of you that used to watch Simon's Dinners, this is old crew, new place. We are in Venice, California.
We are.
Hanging out in our front yard. So there's going to be a little bit of noise and stuff throughout the day, which we like. Kids are playing across the street.
It's real life.
That is real life. There's going to be some planes going overhead, occasional landscaping. We're going to have it all. But most importantly, the one thing that we want to do on Simply Simon's is we are going to show you
I don't know if he has briquettes or lump charcoal.
how to
And with burger, I prefer lump charcoal.
make food.
I will warn you though, it gets a lot hotter. It's one of those things. If you want to wear the heavy duty gloves, go ahead and wear them. Me, I've burnt my hands so many times I don't feel anything.
From start to finish in a very quick manner. So
Yep.
these will be like 30 minutes.
Again, real life.
Real life. I'm going to make one dish per show. You're going to make a cocktail.
Yes.
Liv's going to, we might even put Liv to work.
Most importantly,
I
are
don't
the
know if we want to
cocktails.
do that.
No, I think this might, like,
Yeah.
Liv, I think it's this Simply Simon's may be your cooking debut.
I mean, I might be a Michelin star chef at this
I
point.
mean, yeah, 8 seasons
You know.
of Simon's Dinners, I feel you should have it done.
Well, eight seasons of Simon's Dinners and a child.
Right.
That's
In the
right.
mix.
I mean, my mac and
so now
cheese
you
is
have
phenomenal.
to cook.
Wait,
She was pregnant the last
Pregnant, but this is
I had
first
just found
post-
out I was
Yes.
pregnant.
This is first post Gigi.
Post
Right.
Gigi.
I'm in my mom era now.
Yeah, so this is Mom Era. Liv's retired other than doing like some episodes of Simply Simon's. So if anybody needs Liv for like some part-time work, just please reach out.
Maybe run it by Liv.
Stay retired.
I don't know.
I would like to stay retired.
I think she's a full-time mom now.
I know.
right.
Come on, Daniel, pick it up.
Hardest job.
Okay, so
Hardest job, my ass.
Memorial Day's around the corner.
I'm sorry, but to be a mom, you can stay in your fucking pajamas all day. That's not a hard job.
Sure is.
So what I was thinking, and like, I love all style burgers, as you know. I think of myself as a burger aficionado, but smash burgers have become all the rage.
Yes.
And I think people have forgotten a little bit about the pub style burger.
Right. The bar
And
burger.
I love a bar burger too. So I'm
do
gonna
too.
make both.
Okay, great.
And we'll talk about the differences, why we like some, not the other. I know you and I.
You're super specific about your smash burger, though.
Very.
Like, it's got to be, you don't like it necessarily lacy.
Not
see-through.
lacy, but I
Still got-
want
but
there
you're
to
not
be great crust.
Serious crust.
There's a place if you're in LA, the place that Liz and I love is a place called Heavy Handed. And I mean, to me, it's the best smash burger
I know.
on earth.
I know.
But what makes it the best, like, in your opinion?
They use great beef.
Yeah.
There's an incredible crust on the burger. They have a great sauce, onion.
Their special sauce is
Their
like,
heavy sauce.
It has pickles in it, right? And
You're telling me there's not at least one day out of the week that you couldn't stay in pajamas all day? Not saying every day, but bullshit. Especially on Saturday or Sunday. I mean, unless you're religious and you go to church on Sunday.
Yeah, it's
kind of like a Thousand Island-ish.
kind of sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're really good. Okay, let's cook ours and see if you can make it as good as Heavy Handed.
What so
your challenge.
everybody at home, because what are you gonna make for a cocktail?
Because you love burgers so much, I'm gonna make your favorite cocktail, which is the paper plane.
I love that.
What the fuck is that?
So do you want to start? Let's
Because
start.
this is about burgers and bourbon. Bourbon and burgers.
Yes, burgers and
Double
bourbon.
B's.
Norman, you got to stop crying, or you're not going to be on television.
Norman wants a burger.
Which burger do you want to start with?
Don't give your dog burgers. I know we might love our dog. We love our dogs, but unless you make that motherfucker plain Jane, they can't have it. It'll upset their tummies.
You want to start with smash, or do you want to start with regular?
All right, then go with the.
Okay, Norman, you're going inside.
Norman's got to go inside.
Bye, Norman.
Norman also
Get
is
a
a
treat
big
inside.
fan of the
Go
burger.
Get a treat inside. We're gonna. So which one do you want to start with? Norman got me sidetracked.
Let's go pub.
Pub first. All right. So pub here. I got about 8 ounces. I like 75-25 if you could find it. 80-20 will certainly suffice. 85.
I like 80-20. 75-25 is a little too fatty for my blood, but that's just me. But don't get me wrong. In a pinch, I will do 75-25 all goddamn day.
15, I think you're going down a bad burger path.
Well, I think 80-20 is very common. That's
Very
what I
common.
always see in grocery
But
stores.
now in grocery stores, what I've noticed is 75-25 is becoming more
available,
which is
That's
more of
great.
a restaurant style burger.
Which is odd, and especially in California when everybody's on that stupid fucking fad health diet bullshit.
So
Everybody remember zero carb? Everybody remember the Atkins diet? Where the fuck is that?
I like that that's happening.
Yeah,
90-10, just I don't know what you do with 90-10. Put more fat in it.
But if you have different like percentages or ratios, does it cook the same, or do you have to change how you cook it?
No, it cooks the same.
90-10 is a pain in the ass because it's a grind that you should grind yourself. Because with 90-10, if you want the burger juicy at all, the maximum amount you can go is medium, which means the beef has to be freshly ground, either by your butcher at the grocery store or yourself, because there's no fucking fat in it. If you go to well done on 90-10, you're fucked.
It's just one's going to be drier. I mean, there's a lot of flavor in the fat. I'm even going to baste mine with a little bit of beef tallow to even add more flavor. But I think a standard, like what I think of when I think of the pub burger is about an 8-ounce patty.
Okay.
Relatively.
Okay, I'm not the biggest fan of half-pound patties. I like my patties somewhere, depending on my mood, somewhere between 4 ounces, so quarter pound, or a third-pound burger. Half-pound patties, unfortunately, they end up as fucking hockey pucks on the burger. Yeah, I know. I've never gotten the dimple thing to work with a burger, and I've tried. But no, I like a third-pound burger. But I also really like double burgers, so I typically go quarter pound. So I guess I am eating half a pound, but whatever. It's not one patty. It's different. I can put shit in between.
Thick. I like mine mid-rare.
Same.
Not past mid. We're going to use a sesame bun for
is
these.
my favorite.
Yeah, like a soft sesame bun.
I like sesame. I like onion.
Me too. An onion roll
Yeah.
is nice too. And you want to kind of look at your bun, because you're going to have to pat your back burger to be wider than your bun, because shrinkage does happen.
It sure does.
Even in the warm weathers of California.
Yeah.
If we were on the East Coast, the shrinkage might be more severe, but shrinkage happens everywhere. So we are going to.
So sick.
You can't.
Oh, for God's sakes, that's an old Seinfeld dick joke.
Can't help yourself.
I can't.
And the fact that I'm laughing at you, that is just
find me
encouraging.
funny. You find me
bad
funny.
behavior.
Just admit you find me funny. Tell America.
You can be funny from time to time.
I'm funny. So we're going to smash this down. And just, I'm going to keep looking at this. Okay, so I'm a little bit beyond the burger. You could see the bun, the burger's beyond the bun. So that's the thickness I want. And then another mistake people make is you're not making meatloaf. Don't put all, like, you season the outside. You don't put seasoning on the inside. Don't put eggs in it. Don't put breadcrumbs in it. Don't put hamburger helpers in it. Buy good beef. And
it depends on the type of burger I'm making. I've done both of them. Generally speaking, I don't season the meat itself. There's exceptions to the rule, but generally I keep the seasoning on the outside of the burger. Like I said, there's exceptions to it, but also this looks like pre-packaged meat, which you're going to have to cook all the way through. So I guess that's where 75-25 would be.
Well, and also treat it a little gently because you don't want to overpack, right?
Yeah, I mean, and you know, I want to get it, make sure, like, you don't want to overpack, but you want to make sure it's even.
Wait, but like how thick is that if we're talking like numbers? Like, is that like a thumb? I guess your thumb's pretty big.
It's thumb for me, it's probably 3 thumbs for you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's that thick.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you hole in the middle? So
I'm gonna put a dent in the middle, yeah. So I season liberally with kosher salt, cracked black pepper.
If you freeze meat, would you season it before you freeze it, or you wait till after?
That's a good question. I would wait till after I thawed. But I also think too, unless there's like a great deal out there, both sides, unless there's a great deal out there, like, just go buy some ground beef and make your burgers,
Okay,
you know?
but for some of us, like a mom, I like to have backup frozen food just in case I like forgot to grocery shop, last minute meal. So some of us.
When I was young, my dad would bring home ground beef, and part of our job was to make the patties, and then
It's a good job.
And then freeze them.
I have made I've frozen burger patties in the past. I only season them right before I'm going to cook them.
So we would season prior to defrosting.
Okay.
I mean, after they were thawed.
Oh, okay, after they're thawed.
After they're thawed, yeah. But yeah, I mean, nowadays too, in most places in the country, you can get a delivery service will send you ground beef.
Well, we all know that I do that on the daily.
Like Liv is sitting here, like, giving me, as a busy mom, like, she's not getting her groceries delivered.
I do get my groceries delivered, but you can't sometimes get them immediately. It might be like 2 hours from now, and it might be 4:30, and I'm like, oh shoot, dinner's in 30 minutes.
I just thought, we are full plains chicken.
Really? Sorry, but chicken quesadillas take like 5 fucking minutes. Grab a rotisserie chicken, shred the motherfucker, add your quesadilla fixins, boom, done.
I mean, what is happening right now?
Landscaping, children, planes. I love it.
There's no children.
I love it.
Well, you can't hear them if they're
They
out
went
there
in.
still.
Children went in. So
we live
we're
across the street from an elementary school, which I think is very sweet, and I like that noise. This one, not as much.
No, but you know, we're gonna put a thumbprint in the middle.
Wait, why do you?
See, I've done this, and it doesn't. I've never gotten it to work.
It's gonna help it from not shrinking as quickly.
Okay.
All right. So now I'm gonna take
Like I said, this is why I prefer quarter-pound patties.
my burger.
I put them between. I smash them between 2 plates and expand the surface area so much, it can't become that hockey puck that we all worry about.
I have my coals set on very high, no coals over here. You can see I have a cast iron pan on here, carbon steel pan on here. This is gonna be for our smash burgers. But for this, we're just going right over the hot coals. And that's it.
If I'm cooking this, because I don't have a grill still, which is so embarrassing.
That's sad.
I know. If I'm cooking this indoors, like, am I just on high heat?
High heat, do you have a cast iron pan?
Yes.
Because I feel like at some point I've given you or bought you
Yes,
one.
I have a cast iron pan.
So you would do this in a cast iron pan, and you would, like, just high heat.
At some point, these 3 fucked.
char. When it's charred, flip.
Okay.
Just like the grill is, though, don't be impatient with it. Just let that happen.
Okay.
Now,
See, you cook in the house on ultra, like, high. I would probably go medium high.
but yeah,
And get your pan super hot at first because you will set off every smoke alarm in your house.
I do that.
it's okay.
Yeah, you just open the door.
Wave the thing. Remember when we were doing Rachel Ray's show in an
Yes.
apartment and the alarm went off and you and Liv were standing on chairs waving the windows?
And crawling on the floor. We were crawling on the floor
Yeah.
to stay out of the line of cameras. Yeah.
Hey everybody, if you like what we are cooking,
or you like what we're drinking,
just open the fucking window and turn a goddamn fan on.
Or you just like us and are.
No, I've set the smoke alarm off from fucking steam. I made 2 or 3 pasta dishes one day. I finally set the goddamn thing off. You know, I wish we didn't have to have the motherfuckers in the house, but the insurance company demands we do.
Witty banter.
click the link below and subscribe, whether it's YouTube or Spotify or however you're watching. All right, so with a pub burger, I like to do a pretty thick slice of white onion.
Why are you cutting it with the skin?
Because I'm going to peel the skin in a second, like this, because it's just easy, you know,
I
sometimes.
kind of like that idea. I've never done that.
Really?
Learn something. How did
just,
I never think of that?
I don't know.
Because I hate peeling onions. I don't know why.
It
It's not
just
like
makes
it's a
it really
hard
easy to
task,
peel.
But
You know? And then same thing here. And then I give them, a lot of people go straight raw onion. I like to put a little bit of a grill on the onion.
For me, it depends on how thick the onions are cut and the type of onions. Yellow onions, no, I want to cook it, I want to caramelize it. Especially if they're that thick cut. If I'm doing white onions, depends on thickness and yada, yada, yada. Red onions, yeah, I could probably do them raw.
you know, I can help you out here with this.
But you could do red onion too, right? 'Cause I like
Yeah,
red onion.
yeah, I just like a white onion for this.
Oops.
You broke my onion. You should.
You don't think they do a fire investigation if your goddamn house burns down, Iron Gullet?
Take my battleship. It's okay. I'll make all those work. And then we are going to start working on our little, like, special sauce.
I don't like rings of onions on my burger unless they're like actual onion rings. I like the little slices, so whatever.
So you're
now we're just dicking around with personal preferences.
just letting that go, and it's pretty
Yeah,
on a pretty hot side.
I'm pretty
Now-
comfortable with it.
Okay. I
So-
know you're comfortable, but like,
Oh God, I swear to God, the only thing I hate from Japan is the fucking mayonnaise. Can you not be that fucking pretentious?
because I see a lot of people like, oh, flip, flip, flip. You just want a one-time flip.
Char. Yep. So, okay. So, Kewpie.
My favorite.
I don't know. I'm more of a flipper, but whatever. It's your burger. Do it how you like.
Is that just a type of mayo?
Because if you leave it on one side and only flip it once, you better have an internal clock in you. Because if you forget, get absent-minded, go get another beer, you know, you can char the one side to holy high, you know, the char on Satan's ball sack.
Yeah.
A style of mayo, yeah.
It's got a little bit more flavor to it, in my opinion.
I love the other thing about
Japanese mayo, right? Kewpie?
Yeah.
And so it's
about
got
doing
more
this on
umami.
So wait, you're gonna say to me, Iron Gullet, that your house burns down. You file the insurance claim, and they're not going to investigate? They're just going to take your good fucking word for it? Are you out of your mind?
YouTube is, we don't
Or maybe you're just that stupid. I don't know.
at the high brands. So I love the Mamafuko
This is my
soy.
favorite. Yeah.
So like a couple splashes of soy, which is going to give us some salty goodness. A splash of hot sauce. I would say Zabs or Crystal are my two favorites.
How hot is that?
Mild hot.
This is very mild.
Being a baby.
Very mild.
I'm a mild.
This
I'm just
is
saying,
super
I'm
mild.
not Kyle.
This is super flavorful, really mild.
Okay.
Heat-wise.
Okay.
And some of our pop mustard. I'm going to use the OG. Tim really tightened that down on me.
Now, I got to tell you, and I know this is the mustard that you
of champions
created, but this stuff is magic. I would put a little more.
You want a little more?
It's got an incredible,
Oh, yeah, and the amount of fraud, yeah, trust me, everyone is crooked in this situation. The insurance company will try to fuck you and get out of paying you a nickel, but there are so many people that launch fraudulent claims against insurance companies that it's kind of a lose-lose situation. I have a friend, he was an insurance claims investigator. And people would say, oh, I have this, I have that, I have this, and I need $8 million. Anyone that legitimately deserves an $8 million payout after an accident is completely and utterly fucked. Like, they're all fucked up like Stephen Hawking in a goddamn wheelchair. They don't have a neck brace on.
This little pop that...
You don't think they have fire investigators. You don't think they have people that know when it's arson or when it's a legit fire. Are you that incredibly naive? You're probably one of the idiots that think Renee Good did nothing wrong.
When you bite into it, it's so delicious. And even if you don't like mustard, I sound like an infomercial right now, but even if you don't like mustard, it's not like that super big.
I don't think the Proud Boys deserve a nickel in taxpayer money. However, a lot of groups get a lot of taxpayer money. If it's available and you meet the qualifications, why not take it? I don't think the Boy Scouts deserve a nickel of taxpayer money, but that ain't my decision.
Vinegar, you can go really heavy with this because it's full seed, so it's not like a...
I don't think PETA deserves a nickel of taxpayer money or tax exemptions. But again, the system is there.
Regular mustard that's really like intense. It's, I don't know, you just have to try it.
And this is a make it to taste kind of thing.
Yeah.
So give it a taste.
Better hope your employer doesn't find that gullet.
If you notice, we're not putting any ketchup in our secret sauce, not my jam. If you wanted something ketchup-y in there, I would say like a barbecue sauce.
Where the fuck do you live? This is like the third plane in this video.
Sauce would give you more flavor than like a ketchup. That's just my
But
choice.
if you like ketchup, throw ketchup in there.
If you like ketchup,
if you like ketchup, don't come to my house. Liv, we're not going to put ketchup on the burger, which is going to make Liv so sad. Okay.
That's perfect.
This burger is ready to flip, I feel. Oh, look at it. See? So this is what I want.
Well, then if you want the insurance company to pay out, you have to have a smoke detector in every fucking room in your house. At least that's the law in Minnesota. That's the way it is in Minnesota.
See how it has that great char on there,
Yes.
that great crust? And so now I'm going to take 2 slices of cheddar.
is cheddar your favorite burger?
For
cheese?
American cheese for a smash, cheddar for this.
I love cheddar on a pub burger, but I still love white American cheese
Yeah,
on my burger.
white
I don't
American's
know,
going to be on the smash. TC, could you grab me a stainless steel mixing bowl that I could put over to help melt so I don't have to put the whole lid on? And then here's a little trick if you want to like maximize flavor on your pub burger. And you're seeing this more and more in stores now because other fats are bad.
Well, we're fortunate to have a farmer's market very close by, so we can find this. And a lot of people have farmer's markets in their area.
You could take some of the beef. This is 75-25, so we're fine. But if you have a leaner meat too, take like a teaspoon.
Oh my God. You guys don't think fire investigation is a science. They can tell if it was in or out, or if you had one in the first place. You know what? At this point, I'm canceling this conversation, and my final word on it is fuck around and find out. If you think the insurance company will just pay you a bunch of money out of benevolence, I have a bridge to sell you in Brooklyn and some lovely waterfront property in Florida.
A beef tallow and put it down before you put the cheese on. And then it's going to self-baste itself with that.
Is there anything that's like similar to that if I can't find that?
I mean,
I think
this is
duck
going to
fat.
give you beef flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duck fat, chicken fat, pork fat, any animal fat.
Okay.
You could also put, there's a place, I think it's in Wisconsin, you could put a pat of butter on there, like a butter burger.
Wait, wait.
Butter's delicious.
Hold on. Can I do this indoors?
You put the lid on, it's just going to help the cheese melt.
Huh. Or you could just put.
Yeah, I made my own steam lids. You get some cheap stainless steel lids from the dollar store. You smash a hole through them. You insert a screw and then twist on a wooden cabinet knob.
Put a piece of tin foil on it, you know, or whatever. Okay.
And I'm going to take a little bit, usually sometimes you'll do butter on the bun, but because I want to maximize beef flavor, I'm going to put a little bit of beef tallow on my bun.
This is kind of new to me.
Okay, what about mayo on the bun?
God, I knew Jake's audience was dumb. I didn't think they were this retarded.
Because I've done
Mayo's
that.
great.
Mayo's great on the bun,
I mean,
too?
it's olive oil and eggs.
Yeah.
It's not, you know.
And I have the griddle down already, so I'm just going to put these on the griddle because it's just easier than
Why
grilling
not?
them to toast them. But
What about your onion? Are you going to grill your onion?
If you don't have a griddle set, give me 1 second. So look, cheese is melting very nicely. I'm going to move the burger off the heat now, but I'm going to keep this over it, okay?
Hey, you do know that'll keep... You didn't exactly move it off. It's like right next to it.
So it's going to keep it warm and let that cheese...
The length between that burger and the coals is the length of my fucking dick.
Continue to melt. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of salt on my onions.
How do you know the burger's done without like actually cutting into it?
I just know. But...
Yeah, but the char, once...
Yeah, you can do the feel test. I know where a burger's doneness is just by pressing it a little bit with my fingers. I can tell you exactly when it's done. But then again, I've cooked probably close to 10,000 burgers.
You flip, I don't feel like you need to go as long on side two. Am I correct?
Well, it depends how much you want to
cook. I mean, because I can go pretty rare on my burgers.
But if there's any question, all you're going to do is stick a meat thermometer in it and make sure it's at the temp you want it.
What temperature is medium rare?
Like it'd be about 120.
Hey, if there was a contest between me and Bilbo Baggins, he might still win.
25-ish.
You lost an onion in the coals.
I know, I lost an onion. Oh, but I'm goofing around on. I think I might have lost a bun too. Nope, buns are good. Okay.
That isn't even toasted.
All right, so onions are going, burgers going, sauce is made. I'm gonna wipe off a little spot here.
With this sauce, can you make it beforehand and like throw it in the fridge?
Yeah.
Okay. You know me, I want things easy.
No,
I like
because
pre-made.
you throw it back in your fridge. You could even put it in a mason jar if you wanted
Not to be a dick, if you're a new mom, your baby doesn't eat solid food. He just latches onto your tit and that's it.
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you guys. I'm laughing because Nick, who does Chewed Up with me too, I said, no matter what, we're just gonna cook. There's gonna be sounds. We're outside. I swear to God, everything is happening right now.
Normally.
I don't think we hear it because we live here.
Maybe.
But it
Or maybe
might be.
Thursday's lawn day.
Typically it is.
Grass is there.
I mean, Nick, come on, what?
You're next to a field.
It's Venice. There's no grass anywhere.
We don't have any grass. But yeah, everybody's lawn is like postage stamp size. So I can't imagine this is going to go on for too much longer.
How does it sound in there, Nick? Are we okay? Can you hear me?
Sounds great out there.
This is real life.
Let's just tell him we'll give him a burger and I'll take a break.
I know. Yeah, give him that burger.
No way. I'm talking over the noise. I'm not giving up my burger. I mean, I'm usually a very giving man, but...
Okay, wait, but I do have this question about condiments in general. Like, when you open a condiment and put it in the fridge, how long is it generally good for? Because I know they give expiration dates, but I feel like that's if you don't open it. Oh my God. Hello.
Dude, how many fucking planes? God, where are you living, dude?
What else do we need?
I love real life. I do love real life.
We need some sirens.
Don't, you shouldn't have said that. We're in Venice. They could come at any minute.
This is true.
All right, so onions are just
That's
about
a
ready.
good long
Burger's ready. Bun is toasted. So what I like to do is I typically put the onion down first and the sauce on top because it protects this from getting.
You don't need a receipt to return. You know what? I'm done with that.
Too soft.
Okay.
So I'm going to take my onion, and I have a little more onion than I need, and it's hot, but I'm going to just kind of.
Yeah, we burned away feeling in our fingers a long time.
Space it out. So I don't.
It smells so good.
It does. I don't want that big, like, giant chunk of onion.
Oh, man, that looks good.
And then we got our burger, backyard burger.
Do you want me to sauce over?
Yeah, just put a little sauce on there.
And I don't like going stingy with the sauce.
All right, get crazy.
Okay.
Now, Liv, you're going to be frightened right now, but I have some spicy pickles.
How spicy are we talking here?
I'll tell you in a minute. I can smell the pepper.
Perfect.
These are pickled with jalapenos in there. I'm not going to put any of the jalapenos on. I'm just going to put...
I'm getting no...
I was going to say, I can do mild.
Generally, the pickling process will dull the spiciness of most things. Okay, time for another beer. Okay.
Real mild.
So, but for me, a burger has to have onion, cheese, pickles, and we're good. All right.
No lettuce or tomato?
No, I don't like any of that. I have lettuce and
Vitello
tomato
smell.
back here. I don't use it.
Okay, wait, what about avocado? Ugh.
I could always do avocado on my burger.
On my burger, what I like are onions, pickles, cheese, and sauce.
Yeah, this would be good for me too.
All right, so this is probably gonna be closer to medium because I know Liv likes it a little more cooked, so.
Oh, you just overcooked it and you're blaming it on Liv. I know you.
Sounds about right.
Nick, quit laughing in there. Hopefully they can't hear you with the lawnmower.
I know what I'm gonna say.
Oh, somebody's getting spanked tonight.
I'm always the scapegoat.
Let's see.
One of the ladies
I mean, look, it's pretty perfect. It's mid.
Yeah,
that's how I like it.
Yeah.
See?
So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Liv. So, here's what we're gonna do with these.
Now again, I hope he got that beef freshly ground because it looked like it was pre-packed when he was fucking with it.
Take a plate.
But I think this is where I'm gonna end this. Like I said, I got my ass kicked this week. So I'm exhausted. But I will see everyone tomorrow. Good night, everybody.